It hit me like a freight train. One second, I'm folding laundry in our quiet Maryland home. The next, my whole world's tilting. Rain's tapping the windows, the clock's ticking away, and I'm knee-deep in towels when my stepson shuffles in, holding a busted belt like it's a puzzle he can't crack. His jeans sag, the leather's knotted around the buckle, and he's got this helpless look, like a kid who spilled milk. I drop the laundry, figuring I'll play the fixer, and step over to wrestle the damn thing loose. It's a mess, but I yank it free. Too free. His jeans hit the floor with a thud, and I catch a glimpse I didn't sign up for. My cheeks burn. I spin away fast. He mumbles, "Shoot, sorry," yanks them up, and bolts upstairs like the house is on fire. I'm left standing there, heart pounding, the air thick with something I can't name. Look, I've seen awkward before. Heck, I've lived it. But this sticks. It's not just the moment, it's what it stirs up. Was it my fault for stepping in? Should I have laughed it off? I tell myself it's nothing, just life being messy, but deep down, I know it's a crack in the foundation. This ain't just about a belt. It's about how one slip can unravel everything you thought you had straight. And trust me, it only gets messier from here. I married my husband almost a decade ago. Both of us passed the messy divorces of our younger years. I was in my 40s, he was north of 50, and we weren't chasing fireworks, just a steady rhythm. He's a creature of habit, clocking out at the insurance office, hitting the lake with his buddies, or grabbing beers after work. Me? I kept busy tending the garden, sorting books at the local library, and making our suburban house a home. It wasn't bad, just quiet, like a car coasting on fumes. Then my stepson rolled in. Pushing 30, fresh out of college with a design degree and zero job prospects, he landed on our doorstep after his dad offered him a room. I didn't mind. The place echoed with emptiness, and I figured a little noise might shake things up. At first, he was a ghost, lugging a duffel bag and sketchbooks, keeping to himself. But soon he started filling the gaps. He'd crack jokes about his flop interviews or spin tales from his dorm days, and I'd catch myself grinning. It hit me one night, peeling potatoes in the kitchen. This wasn't the life I'd signed up for anymore. Was I wrong to let him in so easy? Maybe. But his vibe, it was like a radio finally tuned to a station I'd forgotten I liked. Looking back, I see it. That's when the shift started, slow but real, pulling me somewhere I didn't expect. Life started picking up speed when my stepson wove into my days. One crisp morning, I'm out back scrubbing down the old gazebo. Spiders had claimed it, and I was elbow deep in grime. He strolls out, barefoot, cradling a mug of coffee, hair a mess, and just watches me wrestle the broom. I toss out a, "You're up early," and he shrugs, saying he couldn't sleep. Next thing I know, he's offering to slap some paint on the faded wood. That weekend, we're a team. I'm planting daisies, he's brushing on a fresh coat, chatting about his dream to start a design gig. His energy's contagious. I'm laughing more than I have in years. Later, he's hovering in the kitchen while I chop onions, spinning yarns about college pranks. One afternoon, he flops on the couch, sketching, and I peek at his work, drawings of our town's crooked streets, strangers' faces, all popping off the page. I tell him, "Man, you've got something special here." And he looks at me like I've handed him gold. That moment sticks. His quiet thanks hangs heavy. I start wondering, am I too invested? Should I pull back? But there's this pull, like I'm seeing him and myself clearer than ever. It's not just paint and sketches, it's how he's waking up parts of me I'd let fade. Trouble is, I didn't see the line we were inching toward till it was too late. After that belt fiasco, everything went sideways fast. My stepson started dodging me, darting out of rooms, eyes glued to the floor. I felt it too, that awkward hum every time we crossed paths. I'd replay the moment, his jeans dropping, my dumb glance, and cringe. My husband? Clueless as ever, off on his fishing trips, leaving the house to stew in silence. I tried shaking it off, scrubbing counters, shelving books at the library, but my head wouldn't quit. One day, I left a magazine about up-and-coming artists on the table with a note. "You should go for it." He found it, gave me a quick nod later, but said zip. The air got thicker like we were both holding our breath. Then one evening, I'm out watering the daisies, sun dipping low, and he steps up, clutching that magazine. He says he's pitching his sketches for a show thanks to me. Our eyes lock. He's closer than usual, and then it happens. He rests his hand on my shoulder. It's fleeting, a jolt, like we both knew it was coming but didn't plan it. I pull back, heart hammering, and mutter something about the flowers. He nods, heads inside. I stand there, hose dripping, asking myself, what the hell did I just do? Was it a spark or a mistake? Either way, I knew I'd crossed a line. No going back now. That kiss wasn't just a moment. It was the match that lit the fuse. My husband's work trip left the house feeling like a pressure cooker, just me and my stepson rattling around. That morning, I'm out in the garden, yanking weeds, trying to keep my hands busy while my mind spins. He steps out, holding that artist magazine like a lifeline, and says he's submitted his sketches for a local exhibit. My nudge paid off. His voice is steady, but there's a weight behind it, like he's testing the air. I nod, proud but uneasy, and we stand there, the silence buzzing. He steps closer, gratitude in his eyes, and I feel that pull again, the one I should have shut down. My chest tightens. I know what's at stake. Then my husband rolls in that night, tires crunching gravel, and I can't dodge it anymore. I meet him in the living room, hands shaky, and say we need to talk. He squints, confused, but I push through. Our life's been a flatline, and I'm done pretending. He storms off, door slamming, and I'm left with the echo. Next day, my stepson grabs his bag and sketchbooks, gives me a quiet look, grateful, not bitter, and heads out. I figured that was it. Me alone, marriage toast, bridges burned. But a week later, I'm sipping coffee, flipping through the local paper, and there's his name. His exhibit's a hit, critics raving. I smile, bittersweet, picturing him in that gallery, shining. Then the kicker. A postcard slips from the pages. It's from him. A sketch of our gazebo with "Thanks for seeing me" scrawled on it. My breath catches. Tears prick my eyes. Not from loss, but from something bigger. I'd lost a life I didn't fit, but I'd sparked his. Turns out, letting go didn't just break things. It built something beautiful I never saw coming. This is an artistic and fictional creation intended for both entertainment and educational purposes. Any resemblance to actual people or events is purely coincidental. Some scenes and dialogues in the video are part of a dramatized performance and incorporate elements of grotesque, satire, and exaggeration. The creator stands against discrimination, violence, and hatred. This channel fully complies with YouTube's policies and does not infringe upon copyright laws.
Why?